We began today's webinar with several movie themes, and I hope that in your playlists you've got some of these motivational movie themes, Indiana Jones and Rocky. The last one I played was Black Panther. It wasn't the exact music I was looking for, but there's some exciting music in that movie, and these things can just lift you as you're getting ready to make your phone calls. And let me tell you, if it comes to movies and movie plots, Michael Huggins is our host today, is our instructor today. And what a movie that could be made about his life. Uh, you know, to be at the dregs of life, to be a grease monkey at Jiffy Lube, and having to work two full-time jobs to pay off debt from school, and living in your girlfriend's basement rent-free, an unfinished basement with sheets for walls, and then finding that he wants something better in his life. He wants to build something, and when he finds Renatus, is it all happy ever after? No, that's when the work started. He had to work even harder to be able to leave Jiffy Lube, to leave Sears Automotive, to start changing his life. And he did. And the success came as he worked. And play those movie themes as you're going to make your calls, as you're going to make your goals and your calendar and everything. Let that power lift you up, and find that success that has become an everyday part of Michael's life. And this morning, Michael is with us to share some of this with us. Michael, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Ron. Loving life. Good morning, everyone else. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday. We've been getting a lot of requests about when the next EMT class is going to be. We're getting a lot of results. We're getting a lot of traction. People are getting butts in seats. And, right after that, as soon as they see the information that they're in. So I've continued my survey. I've been doing a little research these last 2 years on what is it taking an average IMA to become 5-star. What does it take for them to become 5-star? How many guests have to see the information with their eyeballs, look at the information, and say, yes, I'm in? How many guests have to look at the information? And I was just in Arizona over the last week and continued this question, this investigation. I asked them, how many guests did you have see the information before you got 5-star? Before 5-star. How many guests? And you know what my answer is? Or not my answer, the answer I've continued to find is between 2 and 20 people. That's it. 2 to 20 to view the information, okay? You might generate, depending on what marketing source and how coachable you are, you might generate dozens, right? Dozens, hundreds, or thousands of leads, but you really only need 2 to 20 to actually view the information. How good news is that? That's great news. How good news is that? I can speak English. So my question to you is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on leads? Are you focusing on, this is how many people I need to get, right? Leads? Sure, leads will lead to attendance, but these people attended the entire meeting. We want attendance up in this. So that also means if you're weak on attendance, maybe the meetings are not that exciting. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But sometimes people just don't attend, even though you're giving them valuable information. It's just boring. Then they're not going to go either, right? Boring does not cannot justify boring just because it's valuable. It doesn't work like that. So we want attendance. What can we do to increase attendance? That's a good question, right? What can we do to increase attendance. Obviously, we do the functional things of make more phone calls, make more ads, make more invites. But what about the form? What about the flow? What about how we're going about it? So hopefully you guys are pretty excited about this 2 to 20 people. That's not a lot of people. So if you get wrapped up and you got thousands of leads, it's all good. You just need 20 to view the information. Focus on just that. Get 20 to view it, and then take your next step. Find the people, tell the story, build for events, follow up. Okay, so in our EMT courses that we've been working with, lots of people have found a nice structure to their conversations. Conversation structure. Right? What do you say? How do you say it? When to say it? If we just give you the structure, then what you say doesn't matter because it'll be fluid. You'll apply it to the moment, to that person. It'll be natural. And people will be attracted to that naturalness. So the conversation structure. We're going to do a little sneak peek on EMT because this is on everyone's mind. What's EMT? I want to take EMT. Gimme. Okay, well, when this round is over, this beginning of the summer, I think actually no, it'll be the beginning of July. We're going to do another round. We're going to do one here in Denver. We're going to do one simultaneously in Salt Lake City. And you guys should come spend a couple weeks in either Denver or Salt Lake City this summer and come learn, come apply, come get some sales out of this market and go back home and keep applying. Okay, conversational structure. Here's what you got to know. First things first is we have to start with an opener. Okay, an opener in our conversation is something that simply tests the waters, right? It's testing the waters, so to speak. So what I'll see is people will skip testing the waters and they'll go immediately to forcing information. And don't do that. You want to be received. You want your information to be received. No forcing. So in our sample openers, it's basic questions. Okay? So sometimes you're like, oh no, what do I say here? You see someone stocking the shelves at the grocery store, or you see someone in the parking lot trying to who knows what. You see people, you feel compelled. Well, you don't go into a full-on pitch, 4 pillars, none of that. Basic questions. So here's what you're going to ask are things like, I'm going to give you one extra little tool here. What you're going to use at the beginning is what's called a confess and attack. So to start a conversation with a stranger, confess and attack. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to say, I feel a little weird asking this, but, and there's your question. Then it's going to be this basic opener. Bing. Okay, so if you do feel weird, then you need to say it. If you try to hide that you feel weird, everyone else will know, and then you're hiding it, and then it's even weirder. So if you're like, you know what, I feel weird, I feel a lot out of my comfort zone asking you this, but, and then we're going to ask some simple questions like, here's my favorite one, and we'll build on this. Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? Now this word considered makes it a very broad question. Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? Most people are going to say yes. Of course I have. I just haven't figured out how to do it. Wonderful. Okay, what's another opener? Have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? Here's one. Um, are you open to a business opportunity? Don't say biz op, business opportunity. Are you open to a business opportunity? Okay, remember, it's just openness, considerations. We're trying to get these easy S's. Are you open to a business opportunity? If they say no, then shut your damn mouth and just say, okay, good. No convincing. No convincing. Just listening. So if they say no here, then you say, okay. Don't say, what? Well, don't you know that business is better and these are the benefits? And we're not convincing. What's the game? The name of the game, you get paid more not to convince. You get paid more to sort. You get paid more to sort. These are the people that have never considered. These are the people that have. These are the people open to a business opportunity. These are the people that haven't. If they say no, then you say, great, never mind, and walk away. Have a wonderful life. I like your hair. Your shirt's pretty, cool shoes, nice glasses, something. Another sample opener. Well, here's what got Loretta Wetzel into the company. Someone approached her several years ago and said, are you open to a business opportunity? Okay, another sample opener is, do you see yourself working here for the next 5 years, or are you looking for something new? So again, right here, hey man, thanks for, they're like, hey, I'm talking to the gas station clerk even. This is when I talk to a lot of people. You run in, you grab a smart water, you run out, right? And just say, hey man, do you see yourself working here for the next 5 years, or are you looking for something new? If they go, oh yeah, man, at least 5 years, and I say, okay, have a great day. But if they're like, you know what? Actually, I want to get out of this place, or actually, this is only temporary. I've been looking for something. Okay, just those simple questions right there. And of course, you start out with the, I feel a little weird, but. Okay, so Zach is asking, if they say no, why not ask them if they know anyone who would be interested in a business opportunity? Yeah, that's definitely a thing, Zach. Well, saying, okay, well, if that's not you, who do you know? Right? That's not you, then who do you know? But again, you haven't really built some rapport with them, so they're not really going to be quick to just say, well, yeah, call my cousin, call my brother, call my neighbor. They're not going to be quick to that. So I've just found it just gets really ridiculous to the point of convincing. Now I got to convince them to give me their friend's phone number. They're like, yeah, my friend's interested. I'm like, cool, can I call your friend? And they're like, no, I don't know you. So for me, Zach, it just depends on the situation. With what I'm imagining right now and how we're just trying to be fast about it, we're living our life. We're at the post office, we're at the grocery store, we're at the gas station, right? We go pick up the print work. We swing by a property, so there's our full day. Are you talking to everyone that you're bumping into? So what we're trying to do is say, hey, if you use this opener and you get a yes, then use this, then use this, then use this. And you got yourself an attendee. 2 to 20 attendees, you got yourself some sales. So there's some quickness to it. Now, there's many ways to get referrals. That's not what today is about. But yes, if you feel like it, that little voice in your head says, well, ask them who they know, then definitely do it. And Melissa, if they say depends, like, so, hey, man, have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? And they're like, yeah, it depends. But great. Well, I know it's not for everybody. So you'll start with a takeaway. Well, I know it's not for everybody, but, or and, so your next thing is going to be, after the opener, what we're going to do is what's called an A, B, C, an audio business card. This is what you're going to say next after the opener. You get a yes or you get a depends. If you get a no, save your breath. But if you get a yes or a depends, then you're going to say, well, great. Great. I don't have a lot of time to explain, but here's what I do. Or great, and then just say it. Now, our ABC is a formula. We've got a formula to this, so everyone follow the formula, and then what you're going to do is throughout today, you're going to write out 3 that apply to you. Some of you immediately went, yeah, right, I'm not going to write anything, and then you're going to wonder how your bills get paid. But for the rest of you, when I say write it out, do this exercise, figure out 3 more things that can come out of your mouth naturally. So here's the formula. The formula is I plus action verb plus target market plus benefit plus so they can plus benefit plus question. That's your structure to what's about to come out of your mouth. So have you ever considered getting involved in real estate? And they say, yeah, I thought about it. Great. Well, and then you're going to immediately say your ABC. So to that hypothetical scenario, I might say, well, great. I lead. I like to give compliments. Hardworking, underpaid. I lead hardworking, underpaid people. I don't want to say employees. I used to say employees, and it was a weird label-y kind of thing the way I was saying it. So I just say people now. I lead hardworking, underpaid people. So my action verb right here is lead. My target market is hard-working, underpaid people. And now I got to go over a benefit. So I lead hardworking, underpaid people. Back to purple. To quickly take control of their income and schedule. Now, employees, yes, they want to make money, but man, how many opportunities do employees miss out on because of their schedule? Not just the lack of money. I wish I could, but I don't have any money. There's I wish I could, but my time. I'm out of time. So I lead hardworking, underpaid people to quickly take control of their income and their schedule. That benefit right there, to quickly take control of their income and schedule. That's the first benefit. And then I say, so they can live life on their terms. Live life on their terms. So they can plus benefit, right? Here's my second benefit, live life on their terms. Second benefit, and then a question. You got to put a big smile on your face, cock your head to the side, 5 degrees, not quite like one of those doggies that they think they're understanding you, and they're like, huh? And cock their head. Not quite that much, just 5 degrees. A little bit, big smile on your face, and you ask this question. That wouldn't interest you, would it? Big smile, big question mark, nice pleasant tone. That wouldn't interest you, would it? That wouldn't interest you, would it? Yeah, man. You ever considered getting into real estate before? Yeah. Great. Well, I lead hardworking, underpaid people to quickly take control over their income and schedule so they can live life on their terms. That wouldn't interest you, would it? And then go, oh, yeah, that's me. So before we go to the next step, your home play, okay, this is not homework, this is home play, is to make three. Make three unique ABCs. One for when you're in the grocery store, one for when you're at networking events, and then if you got kids and you're constantly going to their events, one that you can use at your kids' events, right? Talking to the other parents. Well, I help parents who are, silently struggling to pay their bills, create freedom, and so they can create more memories of whatever people do with kids. You know what I mean? You got to make your own. So make three today. Before you go to bed, I'll give you the afternoon to think about it. But don't do this tomorrow kind of thing. Do it today. It'll take you 5 minutes. And now you got 5 or 3 new, plus the one I gave you. Feel free to take this, but this doesn't count as your 3. Go make another one. Make one that fits you. I plus action verb plus target market plus benefit, so they can plus benefit plus question. So make 3. You guys do that? I know Melissa will. I know Zach will. I know Huntsman will. What about the rest of you? Do the work or don't. It's up to you. All right, after we get an ABC out of ourselves and they get a yes, then the next thing that we're going to do, so we did the opener, then the ABC, so then the next thing is the invite. If you get ready for an invite where you're still in the back of your mind, there's some slight skepticism that they're not going to show up. Okay, slight, not obvious, but in the back of your mind, slight skepticism that they're not going to show up. So in the back of your mind, don't say, well, I'm skeptical you'll show up. Don't do that. Just in the back of your mind, there's a little bit of skepticism, like, you know what? He's trying to be nice. He's trying to not disappoint me. So maybe he's just saying, yes, that interests him because he's afraid of confrontation. And maybe that's why he's poor, because he's afraid of confrontation. So a little bit of slight skepticism in the back of my mind when I'm about to do my invitation. So I've said, have you ever considered getting involved in real estate before? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. Well, I lead hardworking, underpaid employees to take back control of their time and income so they can live life on their terms. Does that interest you? Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, here's the thing. Next week, next Tuesday, next Wednesday, next whatever, I'm going to this event. Here's the thing. Next whatever, I'm going to an investor briefing. Or you could say I'm going to a workshop. Don't call it a meeting. Okay? No one gives a crap about meetings. They have enough meetings at their job, and then they got to do this meeting, then that meeting, then their HOA wants to do a meeting, and then their PTA wants to do a meeting. Let's not do any more meetings, okay? Let's do events. Let's do briefings. Let's do intros. Let's do epics. Let's do 4 or 5 pillars. Let's do investor forums, but no meetings, okay? So I'm going to an investor briefing next week. And then you got to say this phrase. Do not skip this phrase, but you must say it in there somewhere. It's by invitation only. So you got to say it like that. Like, look, man, this place is freaking awesome. You said you're interested. You got this slight skepticism, right? You said you're interested. Look, I'm going to this place. It's by invitation only. Now, when you say that, basically what you're telling them is if you miss what I'm about to say, you'll miss it forever. It's by invitation only. You also say this. It's not open to the public. Okay, some of you are going, well, Michael, isn't that the same thing as saying it's by invitation only? Yes. Yes, it is. And guess what? People are terrible listeners. So you're going to say it twice. Hey, it's by invitation only. It's not open to the public. Just like that. No breath right here, no pausing, none of that. You just smooth right to the next one. It's by invitation only. It's not open to the public. I'm going to an investor briefing next week. Some of you might need to throw in the, depending on where you're at, it's free, but it is by invitation only. It's not open to the public. Okay, you must say that. Going to an investor briefing, it's free, it's next week. It's by invitation only. It's not open to the public. Excuse me. If you'd like, I can put you on the guest list. I can put you on the guest list. And then you're either going to say right here, I like one of two right here. Either, would you like to be my guest? Would you like to be my guest? Now, if you have had an appropriate demeanor from the beginning, and you asked them, hey, I'm a little nervous to ask, but have you ever considered getting involved in real estate investing? Wow, great. Well, I lead overworked and underpaid people to take back control of their time and their income so that they can live life on their terms. That wouldn't interest you, would it? Wonderful. Well, I'm going to an investor briefing. This is where I learned all about it years ago, weeks ago, last week, whatever, months ago. I'm going to an investor briefing. This is where I learned all about this stuff. This is how I'm doing it. It's by invitation only. It's not open to the public. So if you'd like, I can put you on the guest list. Oops, I'm going to write guest here. I can put you on the guest list. And then right there, I just big old smile. Would you like to be my guest? And on a good tone, would you like to be my guest? The other one is, and you might need to use this one right after, would you like to be my guest? Is there anything you are doing? So when I go make my calls and talk to people today, I'm going to say tonight. Is there anything you're doing tonight or next week or next Thursday or Saturday, tonight at 7 p.m., and you got to finish it and say it this way, that you can't get out of? Is there anything you're doing tonight at 7 that you can't get out of? Or is there anything you're doing Saturday morning from 9 to 1 that you can't get out of? Hey, is there anything you're doing next Friday? It's the 29th, or I don't know what it is. But is there anything you're doing next Friday that you can't get out of? Okay, if you just say, is there anything you're doing tonight at 7, and you end right there, they're going to say, yeah, the thing by default that I always do by default, my default thing, whatever that is. So don't just say, is there anything you're doing? Of course, they're doing something. So let's be clear. What are we asking? Is there anything you're doing tonight that you can't get out of? Do you have something that you're doing that you can move? Because if you can move it, I'm about to insist that it's that important you move it. So we got our invite. Is there anything you're doing next Wednesday that you can't get out of? Okay, and if they go, oh man, there's this, there's that, and you say, okay, all right, no worries. Well, now remember, this is only 45 seconds has passed in this interaction so far. Okay, not a lot of time has passed. And they go, oh crap, I'm actually busy that day. You say, no worries. They do several. I can let you know when the next investor briefing is if you're still interested in learning how to take control of your freedom. What's your phone number? I'll call you later. This is where you get the lead now. Okay, I'm in a hurry. You're on the clock, whatever it is. I'd love to call you later and talk more about it. And maybe I could just share some videos with you or explain it over the phone. Who knows? Who knows what kind of IQ you have and what you can handle over the phone. So get the lead. Phone number, email, and name. Great. Well, I'm in a rush. I'd love to talk with you more. So let's just talk later. How about I give you a call? When are you off? What's your day off? It's Thursdays. Okay, cool. Put it in your notes. Call you Thursday. Okay, my name is Michael. Big handshake. Smile. Nice to meet you. Talk to you later. Bye. Be in a hurry. Then be in a hurry. Don't frickin' lollygag. You'll be like, oh, this person's not that important. They're lollygagging. Be in a hurry. Get out of there. Even if you're just in a hurry to get in your car. Just be in a hurry. Okay? And if they do say, yeah, I can actually, there's nothing I'm doing this tonight at 7 I can't get out of. I can move it around. Great. Here's what we're doing. We're going to go over who we are, what we do, why we're so successful, and exactly how you could, and then you'll just refer back to your ABC, the benefits. You'll learn exactly how. Okay, so there's our invite. And then the last thing, we're going to fast forward. Okay, so if you realize the opener ABC invite, just a few seconds out in the world, out in reality, then we're going to fast forward. We're going to imagine that they already attended the meeting. Yeah, they attended. Woo! So now what you're going to do is you're going to use the follow-up script. Okay, so you already used the invite, the ABC, then we got the opener. So now we're going to use the follow-up script. This one's easy. I recommend you practice it 50 times a day. But Michael, I don't have enough time. Well, if you make the time, you learn the scripts. If you learn the scripts, you can run them. If you run them, you'll get results. You get results, you can pay your bills with those results. Now you'll have time. All right, so the follow-up script is basic. Okay, the follow-up script has two major components. Those major components are the AFTO and the ABAM-FAM. ABAM-FAM. Okay, make sure you have these two components. So in our follow-up script, you're going to turn to your guy, turn to your guest. Okay, because most of the time, if you are in a market where there's two rooms, right, one for study group and one for guests, stay with your guest for two reasons. One, if people aren't closing combos, study groups go away. So guests are more important than study groups. Guests are more important than study groups. Guys, guess what? Guests are more important than study groups. Okay? Guests are more important than study groups. So you need to act like it. Your language needs to be about it. Your body needs to be about it. So if guests are more important than study groups, and guess what? All you got to do is sit in the epic. Sit in the briefing. Briefing, the epic, 4 pillars, investor briefing, whatever. Sit in the first exposure with them so that you can turn to your guest and say these few lines. Line number 1. What did you like best about what you saw? What did you like best about what you saw? Okay? Don't be lazy and go, what'd you think? What'd you think? Don't do that. It's not even a word. Don't say, what'd you think? Say, what did you like best about what you saw? Oh, I got a couple chats. Dennis, when we say that there's another event, do we use the we have or that they have another event? The general we is much better. We, I'm representing. Unless it's like your first week, you can say they. But at some point, you want to be a we so that you can do an invitation. How are you inviting someone to something if it's still a they? How can you invite someone to someone else's thing if it's a they? So we, it's a little thing, but it's subconsciously it paints a different picture. So stick with we. Next thing. Eugenio, let's see. How can I get a recording of this amazing training? Great news. Eugene, our Elevate Renatus YouTube channel. There you go. Okay, so what did you like best about what you saw? Not what you think. Not did you like it. Not any of that, okay? You're going to prompt some answers. So you're going to ask some certain questions. What did you like best about what you saw? They're going to say, I really liked education. They're going to say, I really like velocity banking. They're going to say, I really like that tax savings thing. They're going to say, I really like the referral program. They're going to say, man, I really like the community that you guys have set up. What did you like best about what you saw? This is pretty much the answers. I like the education, I like velocity banking, I like the tax savings, I like the referral program, I like the community. One of those. And then you're going to say, great. Sounds like we should get you started on fill in the blank with whatever they just said. Great. Sounds like we should get you started on the education. Great. Sounds like we should get you started on velocity banking. Great. Sounds like we should get you started on a tax savings program. Great. Sounds like we should get you started on collecting some checks from referrals. Great. Sounds like we should get you plugged into a community that's going to support you. So that's the first part of it. Great. Sounds like we should get you started on. Then you're going to say, then you're going to say something along the lines of, are you ready to get started tonight? You got to ask for the order. You ready to get started tonight? Don't skip this part. I know some people go, well, of course they're not ready. They got to come to a follow-up. Well, don't put roadblocks in your process. They don't need to be there. Are you ready to get started tonight? Some people are. Sure, I'll start the essentials tonight. I'll come to the follow-up tomorrow. If I like it, I'll buy the rest. Wonderful. Okay, so remember the follow-up script has 2 components, the AFTO and the ABAM-FAM. Here's our AFTO right here. Get the first one done first night. Are you ready to get started tonight? And if they say no, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. They're going to say no, or they're going to say, I want to, but I don't have the money. That happens a lot too. It's all good. So are you ready to get started tonight? Well, I got some questions. Okay, great. You have some questions? Great. Questions? You got questions? Great. I got answers. Great. So, are you able to attend the group follow-up? Right? Most markets, it's the next day. Some markets, it's 48 hours. Are you able to attend the group follow-up? This is nice because you can leverage. At some point after you've attended, I'd say 10 group follow-ups, you should just do your own. You'll make way more money. Are you able to attend the group follow-up? And they say, yeah, I can come back tomorrow. I say, great. If they say no, then say, you know what? No worries. Let's meet somebody. You're gonna, if you're 5 stars in the room, great. Hey, I want you to meet someone. If you're just you got a great productive IMA in the room. Hey, productive IMA, I want you to meet my guest. They really liked what they saw. They're not able to come to the group follow-up tomorrow, but I was wondering if you were able to do a one-on-one. So first you're going to say, let's meet my 5-star. Then let's meet my 1-star. Now, those people might be different than your enroller. So let's meet my enroller. And then let's also meet an area leader. And guess what? You don't have to be called an area leader by another area leader to be considered an area leader. If you're in the area, which you are right now, check it out, look down at yourself, there you are, you're in the area. And if you're a leader, you don't need to be deemed a leader. You decide. It's a self-appointed thing. So you're an area leader. And sometimes to give my new guys credibility with my guest, I'll say, hey, guest, this is one of our new area leaders. And then the IMA is like, oh, you think I'm a leader? So yeah, let's build each other's images up. So here's an area leader. And we were wondering, do you have time for a one-on-one? Now, if the person you're asking to do a one-on-one is not part of your organization and won't make money from your enrollment from corporate, then consider paying them for their time. What I mean is not to run the follow-up for you, but to close it, right? Hey, if you close this person for me, you help me get this combo, I'll give you $500, I'll give you $5,000, whatever, anywhere in between. The point is share the wealth. Okay, you're asking people to spend their valuable time with your customers. No big deal. Just pay them. But eventually, you'll get so good that you don't need to pay other people to close your business. And you don't have to pay them. You could say, "Look, I'll close your people. You close my people. Work something out." But the point is, don't go around expecting free. You'll just be disappointed. There has to be some exchange. So are you ready to get started tonight? No? You got some questions? Okay, great. Were you able to come to the group follow-up? No? All right, well, that's fine. Let's do this. Hey, I want you to meet Andrew. Andrew, this is my new guest, Joe. Andrew has been a very powerful leader in our area. He's spent a lot of time studying, taking action, building his business. And anyway, Andrew, do you have some time this week to meet with Joe to answer his questions and get him started? Or he wants to get started, he just has some questions. Great. Now, if your area leader's not there or they're swamped, let's say, at the end of the meeting, sometimes I'll have, or, especially Mitch, the champion Nelson, at the end of those meetings, there's people standing in line wanting to get the book signed, wanting to chit chat. So sometimes it's rude to just cut in line and bring your guest right to me. So then what you should do is set the appointment right there. If they can't come to the group follow-up, set the appointment, right? Open up your calendar, open up your phone, set the appointment with the guest, and let them go. If they need to leave, right? Sometimes they don't want to stay till 10:30, till everyone else has left so they can have a conversation. That's fine. Set the appointment with your guest. Then go up to your 5-star at the end and say, hey, we have a meeting tomorrow with this person. We have a meeting tomorrow with that person. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, you at least got an appointment so that when you're calling them back, you're calling to confirm or reschedule, you're not confirming, you're not calling to try to get something. Does that make sense? So this is your BAM fam. This is a BAM fam. Always, always book a meeting from a meeting. Now, if you're out of state, then great. We could do online meetings, right? We got Keely in Phoenix. We did an online meeting for her guest in Salt Lake City, and I'm over here in Denver, right? So we do some BAM fams. Set the appointment with the guest. If the appointment doesn't work, it's all good. We'll call them back and say, hey, I know we set it up for tomorrow at 9, but can you do tomorrow at 10? No big deal. But now your 5-star has something to work with. All right, we got a person. They're motivated. They committed to a meeting. Now we just got to adjust the meeting. No big deal. Or maybe we don't need to adjust the meeting. Maybe I'll have my other teammate step in and do the follow-up because I'm busy then, but we don't want to move the appointment. Set the appointment. This is the value. Set the appointment with the guest. And then at that point, it's just conducting our meeting, right? In the follow-up, we go over, here's how to pay for it, which we recorded last week. So if you haven't seen that, go catch last week's recording. Here's how to pay for it. Here's how to get started powerfully. And here's the next event you're going to attend. So you got this. So to recap, conversational structure. You're going to do the confess and attack. We are not convincing. We are just sorting. So your opener is going to be the sorter. Sort, 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 sort. Basic questions. You ever considered getting involved in real estate? Are you open to a business opportunity? Do you see yourself working here for the next 5 years, or you're looking for something new? Testing the waters. Great. Then once they say, yeah, I'm open, I'm looking for something, whip out an ABC. Well, I lead hardworking, underpaid people to quickly take control of their income and schedule so they can live life on their terms. That wouldn't interest you, would it? That would. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to an investor briefing. It's free. It's next week. It's by invitation only, not open to the public. If you'd like, I could put you on the guest list. Would you like to be my guest? Or is there anything you're doing tonight at 7 that you can't get out of? Wonderful. Get that lead. Great. Well, it's nice talking with you. I'd love to chat more, but I'm in a hurry. We'll catch up soon. Nice talking with you. Love the glasses. Now, fast forward. We're at the follow-up, or we're at the briefing. It's just finished. And now we know in our mind we got to do an AFTO and a BAM fam. So turn to your guest, sit in the first exposure, and ask them, so what did you like best about what you saw? Education, velocity banking, taxes, referrals, community. Great. Sounds like we should get you started on that. Are you ready to get started tonight? Oh, you got some questions? Okay, great. You're able to attend the group follow-up? No? All right, well, let's go meet Drew. He's got some time for a follow-up. Great, set the appointment. And now they're in the funnel, and you just book them to the next meeting, to the next, to the next. And the whole point of this, in the back of your mind, the front of your mind, everywhere, all over your mind, why are we doing this? There's one reason why we're doing this. It is to add value, not exchange value, not take value, not equate value, add value. Or, if you're Lani Nata, multiply value. That's the name of the game. All right, guys, catch the recording. Share this with your team. Go catch the funding recording. You guys are awesome. It's Wealth Wednesday. Stay in control. Stay on top of this. We'll talk to you soon.